Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, things are escalating, continue to escalate actually in northern Kosovo, and it seems like the authorities from Pristina, or I should call them Albanians, are asking NATO to airlift a Serb ex-police officer accused of terrorism and other activities in Kosovo because they can't transport this guy since the Serbs barricaded the roads. So the Albanians call on NATO to airlift him, to get him to what? To a facility where he can be, I don't know, interrogated, if you know what I mean. This article comes from Reuters via WSAU, or maybe WSAU. That's I don't know exactly what it is, but it's by Reuters. Kosovo has asked NATO troops to airlift former Serb policeman who was detained 2 weeks ago but could not be transferred to another facility because local Serbs demanding his release set up barricades to prevent his transfer. The title was "Kosovo asks NATO to airlift a Serb detainee as tensions rise." Dejan Pantic was arrested on December 10th for allegedly assaulting serving police officers during a previous protest. Tensions have been running high since tens of thousands of Kosovo Serb protests demanding the country's Albanian majority government pulls its police force out of the north where the Serb minority is concentrated. Local Serbs, who number around 50,000 in northern Kosovo, reiterated at a protest on Thursday that they would not remove their roadblocks until Pantic is released. And I'm quoting, Pantic, should be in a detention center and not in a police station. And that's why we have asked our international partners, who's that, the Russians, to transfer him in an adequate facility, end quote. Interior Minister Kselal Svakla told a news conference in Mitrovica, just a few kilometers away from the first barricade. NATO's mission in Kosovo, KFOR, is the only force that has helicopters. Kosovo has no helicopters and would need NATO's permission to hire one. KFOR has already airlifted 9 police officers in recent days who were ill, but unable to get out of the area after the roads were blocked. The NATO force, which has more than 3,000 troops on the ground, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Svekla said his police force could remove the barricades, but that he wanted local Serbs or NATO troops to remove them. Yeah, they don't want to be the ones accused and, inflame the whole thing, escalate the whole thing more than it is. And I'm quoting, "For the sake of stability, we are waiting for them to be removed by those who set them up," or KFOR, but even waiting has its end, he said. Kosovo's government has previously said people at the barricades are armed and any police intervention could harm people from both sides. Ethnic Serbs mayors in northern municipalities, along with local judges and some 600 police officers, resigned last month in protest over a Kosovo government decision to replace Serbian-issued car license plates with ones issued by Pristina. I have no doubt that the Serbs are armed, and I'm pretty much certain that if the Albanians from Kosovo try to remove them, there would be a little scuffle, and if there's going to be one victim on either side, there's going to be a big problem. You can imagine if a Serb is going to be shot, the Serbs will probably intervene. Aleksandar Vučić, the president of Serbia, said that if anything happened to any Serb over there, he's going to intervene no matter what. Well, we'll find out. And the Albanians obviously are trying to avoid certain things because United States is already providing one weasel country with weapons, and there's going to be another weasel country, whatever it is, Kosovo, however you want to call it, with weapons. And remember, Russians are in a bad mood already, and you know, it's once you start shooting, it's easy to continue shooting than to start over. And I can tell you from direct experience, when I used to fight in competitions, and the first fight was the most uncomfortable, or the uncomfortable one. After you fought the first 10 seconds, everything was gone. It was like you drink water or you walk in the park, you don't nothing happened. And then the next fight, again, if you pass the first one, you go to the next one, would not be nothing. You're already used to it. It's just you're in the middle of it. And the third one, the same, easier. It becomes easier and easier. That's why I'm saying that the Russians, being in the war in Ukraine already, for them to get engaged in another war in another location would be nothing. It's hard to start. Is what I'm saying. It's hard to start to get that point to pull the trigger. But once you do that, it's just goes. How should I? It's like a snowball goes down a mountain. It just builds. It's not. You know, if you stop it, to start it again, you need a big push. You know, same here. So I don't think anybody's in the mood, and they shouldn't be in a mood to get in any armed confrontation in the Balkans, because it's not only about the Albanians and the Serbs over there. We have some Bosniak Serbs, if I remember correctly, who are on the get out footage, like, but I'm leaving, or and there's going to be a lot of other ones that want to start moving around. We'll see. I hope nothing happens, but I don't see how the Kosovo problem will be solved. It can't stay like this. I mean, it can, but then it's going to be a time when one side will decide to push the accelerator and fulfill the whatever they want to fulfill, which is the Serbs get it back, and the other ones just be fully recognized by the United Nations and European Union and all that, which is not recognized because there are 5 countries in the European Union who do not recognize Kosovo. And that's we'll find out. I think the only thing that these guys can do, I don't even know, because they got what, 50,000 Serbs over there. You can't separate them. You can't get engaged in ethnic cleansing over there, can you? Well, I don't know. With these guys, they can call it differently. It's just they find a different term, or invent a different term, and then how was that term that they invented Americans after September 11? Active combatant or something like this, which would not fall under the Geneva Convention of Prisoner of War. Remember that one? They just invented a name, a term. Active combatant or something like this, or something like that, and then say, we'll grab you. Pok, we don't fall under the Geneva Convention. What? There's something around that. So the same here. They could create something with the Serbs in Kosovo that you say, what the hell is that? If you have the power, you have the law. And we know who has the power still. The country of the light. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.